Save the children, because this shouldn't be on the internet.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, most vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He know Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me.
Mike Tyson.
Tyson was one of those demonic beasts that even the devil himself feared. He embodied the purest essence of violence and agony in life. A man who was never taught the word mercy.
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
If he descended into the very depths of Hades, all the evil beings would align to his right and left, being the youngest champion in history. The most evil and feared man on the planet, a god of suffering, a supposed boxer who dared to do the inexplicable, who in the ring transformed into an epic that no one will ever be able to replicate. Tyson is perhaps the only one who delighted us with all his knockouts. They were all bizarre, disgusting, schizophrenic. Knockouts that should never have been aired on television. So get ready to see something you'll never forget. This is Mike Tyson, an episode of Boxing Sagas. Unlike many boxers, Tyson had a life that seemed straight out of a movie, where everything aligned for him to become the legend he was. In Brooklyn, New York, in 1966, Mike Tyson was born. His childhood was stolen from him at an early age. This young man's life was full and marked by problems, crimes, offenses, and a series of circumstances that no child should experience. Born in what is known in the United States as the ghetto, Tyson grew up in a hostile environment. By the age of 13, he had been arrested 38 times. He was a pickpocket, participated in armed robberies, had street fights, problems with other gangs, and spent his life hiding from the police, who had caught him many times. Tyson's first fight was quite tough and marked a before and after in the life of this young man from Brooklyn.
My first fight, this guy took one of my pigeons. I said, please, give my bird back. He's an older guy. I must have been 9. He must have been 15 or 12, 15, 13. He was a teenager. And I said, give me my bird back. He said, fuck you, fat nigga. So he took my birds, he clipped my bird's head off, and he hit me with the fucking bird. Mm-hmm. And some other guy that used to abuse me and bully me, he said, yo, man, fight him back. And I fought back. I never fought nobody before. I fought back, and you know what? I can fight real good. Mm-hmm. So after that, everybody would bring other kids from different neighborhoods around to fight me for money.
The young Tyson wanted to be remembered. Remembered as a gang leader. Remembered as a bad boy who would only be seen on the news.
I'm really a legend in making, at least in my mind. Although I had a reputation for being a good street fighter, I still never thought about being a boxer or a prize fighter. I just wanted to be remembered for being something great. I didn't know what, like a gangster or a stick-up man or something.
But something happened there. Something that, thanks to his actions and conflicts, would lead him to become a boxer in a peculiar way. A butterfly effect. One night, Tyson saw boys training at the juvenile detention school and decided to approach the experienced old man. He told him he wanted to fight, that he wanted to train, and that man would see Tyson's display and be amazed. That legendary man was Cus D'Amato. This man became a father figure to Mike. He taught him the basic things of life. He taught him everything he hadn't learned on the streets. This young Mike already had a lot of respect for this Italian man, and they formed a movie-like relationship for Tyson to train with D'Amato. He became his legal guardian and managed to get Tyson out of the correctional school with permission. Tyson was moved to live with D'Amato and his wife, Camille. The 18-year-old made his professional debut in 1985, when Muhammad Ali's reign was already in its decline. The unknown Mike Tyson was there, trying his luck in his first fight, without imagining that he would become the next heavyweight king. Body bombs from different angles were how the Beast inaugurated his professional debut, leaving a very good impression on all those present. In his second fight, it was more of the same. These first two fights would end in the first round,
Mike Tyson in his pro career.
And this 18-year-old would not lower his revolutions and would continue to build his record along with his knockout power, which from that moment on was already a beastly force.
Good right hand, Alpin down. Early in the fourth, can Tyson finish this? I think so. That's enough.
But that mentality that helped him rise through all of this didn't come midway through his career. It came from the beginning.
What about talent?
Talent? I don't believe in talent. Well, some people, they have talent. It's good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need. And you have to have the will to win.
And this is what differentiated the old school boxers from the boxers of today.
Don't matter who it is. If the round happens to go 10 rounds, which I doubt, because as long as the fight goes, I become more hungrier, and I dwell on the heat, everything, and I feel great on a fight.
23-pound weight advantage.
To give you an idea of Tyson's magnitude, he had 15 fights in the same year, in 1985, and 11 of those fights ended in the first round.
I'm the master of the pinpoint. My shots are so accurate and so precise, not to be egotistic, but when they land, they're so precise, I just can't help it who you are. You have to go down, because it's a law with Mike Tyson.
On February 16th, 1986, Jesse Ferguson would be the opponent to whom Tyson would deliver one of his worst beatings. Tyson's punches were literally bombs exploding in the bodies of his rivals.
That makes Tyson so special. He threw a tremendous left hook, missed with it, and didn't go off balance. Always in position to punch.
His waist movements and the violence with which he delivered them were so unique. It was a generational change that was very different from what everyone there was used to. Unlike other heavyweights, Mike Tyson had agility that no one else in the division possessed. He was small, but the blows he threw were deadly. And as Tyson said, it doesn't matter who you are. When those fists connect, you have to fall down. It was a storm, unstoppable, seeming to have infinite energy, because from beginning to end, he never lowered his revolutions. With this victory, he reached 18-0.
Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
And the time had come when a gang leader would literally challenge Tyson. Tyson had accumulated a series of monstrous knockouts, and by then he was already a reality in boxing. On the other hand, Mitch Green was known for being arrogant, a gang leader and a criminal, and he thought it was a good idea to fight the beast. At that time, Mitch Green had 16 victories, 10 knockouts, and 1 loss. A decent record. But Mitch Green was a street fighter, not a boxer. This gang member had good reach. He was tall and strong, but he had zero technique. Before the fight, he spent his time belittling the young 19-year-old Mike.
And it could be an arrest, it could be a fine, nobody really knows.
Meanwhile, Tyson, at the time of the fight, seemed upset, hungry, full of hatred, turned into a beast with no mercy and no empathy for this arrogant punk. The betting was clearly leaning towards Tyson, who, despite being only 19 years old versus a 30-year-old, was the clear favorite. And who wouldn't think the same after seeing Tyson's demonic violence? As usual, the Brooklyn fighter started aggressively. Mitch Green threw totally strange punches without a fixed target. No technique at all, and Mike just mocked his punches that landed in the air.
Another big left hook, a running left hook by Mike Tyson.
This gang member was significantly taller, or rather, Tyson was very short for that division. But as you can see, that wasn't a weakness. Tyson used it to his advantage.
Big right hand. Big, and that wobble, Mitch Green for a second there. Can be learned.
The 19-year-old was simply playing with his opponent, knowing he was just a toy. Mitch Green was putting his soul into this fight, but at no point did he achieve his goal.
Making a fist when he throws his punches. Good left hook. Another big left hook. And good, beautiful uppercut. Another big left hook. He did pace himself, and what a right hand. There is such frustration.
And this fight was clearly going to be won by Tyson, though it didn't end in a knockout. But what you're about to see will leave you surprised.
Don't leave Den
in for now, come on. Look, just relax, Michael, relax.
Mike Tyson cried many times out of nervousness, but also at times because he transformed into a different person.
I always cry before I fight. I don't know, that's just who I am.
Yeah, but go further. What's the emotion?
I'm getting ready to change into somebody I don't like.
You're getting ready to change into the fighter.
Yeah.
And you don't like that fighter.
Not really, no, not really.
Just relax. I know we first started. Just relax. Don't get so tense. Relax. All of this is another boxing match.
Mike Tyson had two faces, one completely beastly and out of control, and the other, the real one.
Because he came more with fighting.
He what?
He brought more than just fighting with him.
What do you mean?
He brought like jealousy, enviness, guilt. He brought a lot of stuff.
All the bad qualities that you learned were bad, you assigned to that Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That isn't the Mike Tyson I'm talking
No, not at all.
It's hard to believe that Tyson is seen as the most ruthless person on the planet, but deep down, the real Tyson, when he takes off the mask from the stage, reveals his greatest fears and who he truly is.
Right? Just relax, don't let your imagination get you.
This young dreamer was already very close to the world title. He already had an abominable record, and the knockouts from this fight onwards would become more and more difficult to process. Jose Rivalta, a giant Cuban, would stand in the way of this demon.
Just as expected, Frazier couldn't keep him off. Tyson, you said, I don't mean to take anything away from Tyson.
Starting without the feeling out rounds was already a rule for Tyson.
Again, just tremendous body shots, and what an uppercut. So counter right hand by Mike Tyson is invited. And there was an uppercut.
That uppercut came straight from Hades, and Rivalta should thank life for not losing his neck from that punch. And this young man wasn't going to show any mercy. Abominable hammer blows were what wore down the Cuban too quickly.
One punch. Tyson just missing that uppercut.
And then came a second knockdown.
There is no spring, and there's a smashing left hand, and wisely, said, yeah, hell yeah. That's a fighter.
And after so much punishment, the referee decided that this so-called Tyson was too much. We arrive at a key fight in Tyson's first major achievement. Trevor Berbick, the WBC world champion, and Tyson wanted to be the new world champion. So on November 22nd, 1986, at just 20 years old, Tyson would have the opportunity to fight for the world championship.
Let's see how long his reign lasts. Mike Tyson kind of feeling him out here, but he goes with that right. Tyson will be able to get underneath it. Oh, wow! With a right, another left hook that just raises. Trevor,
The superiority of the Brooklyn native was evident, and that hunger for growth was so clear in the intensity with which he threw those punches. And as he said, if those punches connect, it doesn't matter how big you are, you're going down.
And Berbick ready to go, but he stays on his feet. Another right hand clips him. He can't take shots like this very long. Wow, with the right hand is Mike. Again he's dropped. Catches him with a hook. Trevor's ready to go.
Round 2 began, and the punishment Berbick was taking made it feel like it was round 10. And I'll tell you now, this was just a matter of time. A first knockdown came, then the second, and his legs weren't responding. His brain couldn't coordinate what was happening. Tyson had caused him internal damage. And this way, Tyson would become the world champion for the first time, becoming the third youngest world champion in history. A total beast.
Heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Tyson.
The time had come for Tyson to avenge his idol, Muhammad Ali, or at least that's what people speculated. Larry Holmes, one of the best heavyweights in history, had defeated Ali, who later had health problems. And now Tyson was set to face him and avenge his greatest idol.
Here he is, Larry Holmes and Mike Tyson to the muscles of the Larry Holmes that I want to remember.
Holmes wasn't used to fighting an opponent like Tyson. He came from another school, a different style of boxing. And when he saw this boxer with brutal agility and extraordinary speed for a heavyweight, he realized his time had ended.
And he stole rounds, but doing it at the start of a round is something different. And now here he is back to the... Oh, left hook on the ground is the biggest problem. Oh!
The first knockdown came,
Right now, Mike Tyson is in charge. He's the boss.
then the second,
There's lightning in a fist. Big right hand, followed up. The end of a great career is imminent for the big man. Right hand hit Larry again. He's back to the ball.
and in 4 rounds, the star and future legend would finish off the Giant Holmes. With this win, Tyson gained popularity, credibility, respect, and revenge for all the fans who witnessed that fight. Tyson was an unstoppable colossus.
Walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. I keep my eyes on him, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his arm, boom, and one of his eyes may move, and then I know I have him.
The fight was approaching where Tyson would face the steel wall, which would become his worst nightmare for the rest of his career. Evander Holyfield, a legend who was an excellent opponent for Tyson, had 3 losses on his record. But this opponent would bring out the worst version of Mike Tyson, a version even he didn't know. The tension was there from the start. There was bad blood between them. In the first round, Tyson was slightly superior, but as the fight went on, Tyson became frustrated because he couldn't find his opponent.
Big shot. Here's a big right hand over the top. Tail end of my honeymoon in November 8th. I flew in to see the fight.
On the other hand, Holyfield was gaining the upper hand. He landed solid punches, and heavyweight punches aren't to be taken lightly. And here, Tyson knew things weren't going well for him. With a face of pain, confusion, and disappointment, the experienced Mike was not in his best form. This fight wasn't going to go much further. Distrust took over the New Yorker. It became evident that that first knockdown had crushed his morale, and that would be more and more apparent in the subsequent rounds and in round 11. This fight would end with a technical knockout. Holyfield would raise his hand. But this wouldn't end here. A rematch was coming, and that rematch would be the straw that broke the camel's back for Tyson. June 28, 1996. Tyson versus Holyfield number 2. Mike arrived out of control, full of hatred, wanting revenge, with a lot of resentment. As they say, he who gets angry loses. Physically, it seemed Evander was superior. The frustration grew like foam for Mike. And unexpectedly, Mike did something that would go down in history.
What happened here? He got bit, I think. Evander Holyfield, look out, he's pushed right here.
Tyson would take a significant chunk of Holyfield's ear. No one knew what was happening. To think that Tyson bit his opponent was crazy and unthinkable, but he really did it. The fight should have ended, but they only took points from Mike. And for the second time, Tyson tried to bite Holyfield. And with that, the referee finally stopped the fight. Something that would go down in history. Something that might never happen again. Things got completely out of control in the ring. The police had to intervene. Tyson was completely out of his mind. He was a different person. And what Mike is about to tell us now explains why he did all of this.
Listen, I'm a fucking student of war. I know all the warriors from Charlemagne, Achilles, the #1 warrior of all warriors. From then, Alexander, Napoleon, I know them all. I read them all, I studied them all. I know the art of fight, I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring. Because that's all I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you believe in me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss him. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just, I hate that guy. I'm scared of him.
Mike Tyson.
We quickly moved to the fight where perhaps Tyson would mark his end in boxing. Lennox Lewis, a boxing legend, faced a very worn-out Mike Tyson, and it would be a very sad night for all those who held Tyson in high regard, because in this contest, the legend would leave the ring damaged.
Supervisor Linda, Mike Tyson.
The year was 2002. Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. Tyson was 35 years old, not too old, but after all the wars he'd been through, it was simply too much for him. Lewis appeared much stronger and faster. Tyson tried to throw his signature cross punches, but they no longer worked.
C'était lâché un moment.
Les règles du combat s'arrêtaient de frapper.
A installé Tyson sous un faux rythme.
Et pour l'instant, c'est Tyson qui est plus actif.
Ouais, il touche avec le troisième round.
Oui. Et puis,
And it was the first knockdown. At this point, everyone knew Mike was finished.
Il a fait l'ascenseur.
Mais il n'est pas allé à terre, il est compté. Dans cette 8e reprise, comment? Parce que du courage. Jean-Claude, il est KO, il est KO.
A second knockdown, and that was enough for him. Lennox Lewis was his ticket to retirement, and although he continued fighting, he was never the same. The youngest world heavyweight champion, unifying the heavyweight division, Hall of Fame. Mike Tyson is still alive in his fights to this day because more than just simple bouts, they were tremendous bloody epics. To this day, there hasn't been another fighter who compares to this Brooklyn Warrior. The ferocity with which he fought still moves the hearts of many fans. It doesn't matter if you like boxing or not. If you watch a fight from this warrior, you'll be amazed. This small documentary was made by Boxing Sagas. Thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next one. Goodbye.